Good morning, students. Welcome to week number 10. Please take out your books. We go directly to the grammar. Future continuous and future perfect. It says here, we use the future continuous for a situation that will be in progress at a particular time in the future. Example, next summer, I'll be working in a cafe by the sea. We'll be living in the world of Minority Report. We use the future perfect for an event which will happen before a time in the future. We often use it with by. By this time, next week, I will have taken my driving test. In the future, most countries will have introduced identity cards. We can also use these tenses to speculate about what we think is happening now or has already happened. For example, we will have crossed the border by now. I think he has crossed the border. He'll be drinking coffee somewhere. I think he's drinking coffee somewhere. Okay, let me give you an explanation with a video I have prepared for you guys using the future continuous and the future perfect. Okay, watch the video.
Future continuous. Use continuous actions in the future. Practice. In 100 years, we will be living on the moon. We won't be living on Earth. They will be working with aliens. They won't be working with monkeys. You will be looking for minerals. You won't be looking for fossils. She will be growing food. She won't be growing flowers. He will be making robots. He won't be making televisions. It will be using solar power. It won't be using petrol. I will be traveling in space. I won't be traveling underwater. In 100 years, will we be living on the moon? Yes, we will. Will they be working with monkeys? No, they won't. Will you be looking for minerals? Yes, you will. Will she be growing flowers? No, she won't. Will he be making robots? Yes, he will. Will it be using petrol? No, it won't. Will I be traveling in space? Yes, I will. Keywords. Tomorrow. Morning, afternoon, night. Next, week, month, year. In 1, 2, 3 days, week, month, years. Live, work, look for, grow. Make, use, travel. Future continuous.
Okay, now let's go to future perfect. Okay. Let's go to future perfect, guys.
The future perfect. When do we use the future perfect? 1.
To describe a completed future action before a future time.
To introduce the future time in a sentence, we can use the word by.
Example 1.
By next July, I will have bought a new house.
Example 2.
By this time next year, James will have visited more countries.
Example 3.
By the time Jason's wife arrives home, he will have fixed the bathroom sink.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you. Let's continue with the activity. First exercise. Have it. Okay, let's do this. Okay, can you see, no? You can see, no? Let me see one more time. Look at the cartoons, write captions for each one, beginning this time next week. Look at the first example and the first picture. Okay, this time next week, he'll be lying on a nice beach in the south of Spain. So you have to use this future continuous, starting the cartoon expression using this time next week. No? He'll be, she'll be, they'll be, etc. Now, looking at the picture, depends on you guys. Okay? Using the future continuous. The next exercise says write no answers to the questions. Give details using your own ideas. Use the future continuous. Example, will Joe be waiting for us at the station when we arrive? No, he won't. He'll be watching the football on TV at home. Okay? You have to use your own ideas, no? Will your parents be at home this evening? Will your English teacher be working here next year? Hope so. Will your local football team be playing at home this weekend? Will your best friend be having a party on Saturday night? Will you be studying at 8 o'clock tonight? Remember, respond in the future continuous using your own ideas. Next activity says read the action plan, then write about how Wellford City Center will have changed. The future perfect will have changed by the end of the year. Use the future perfect. By the end of the year, they'll have installed 30 new talking CCTV cameras. Okay, look at this. You have to read the poster, reducing crime in our city center, 5-point action plan, okay? And you have to write down, please, according to described previously, using the future perfect. Next exercise. Write possible answers to the question using this future continuous and future perfect to imagine what is happening now and or has already happened. Example, do your parents leave to Portugal today? Yes, they will have arrived in Lisbon by now. I expect they'll be unpacking in their hotel room. Did your friend catch the train on time? your neighbors went to Australia yesterday, didn't they? Your cousin has her driving test tomorrow, doesn't she? Did you put a post about your party on Facebook? It's your brother's birthday today, isn't it? Remember, guys, response the first with a future perfect and the second with the future continuous. Okay? Okay, answer the questions about your own future actions. 1, will you be studying English at this time on Sunday? What will you be doing this time next year? Will you be working or studying during the summer holiday? How many exams will you have taken by the end of this year? Where do you think you'll be living in 10 years' time? And what do you think you will have achieved by the time you're 30? Huh? Okay, answer the question according to the 10, future continuous or future perfect. Now let's go to the next page. We have a listening activity. It says, look at the photo and listen to the conversation. How successfully does the trainee complete the task? Listen and answer the.
Ready, Watson?
Yes, sir.
You have 10 seconds to look at the photo and absorb as much as you can.
Yes, sir.
Then I will ask you questions about it. Your 10 seconds start now. Remember to make a mental note of absolutely every detail. 5 seconds left. Memorize as much as you can. Time is up. Now.
Thank you, sir.
Describe the picture.
It's a security check, with people putting their bags through a scanner.
Where is it happening?
I would imagine it's at an airport, but it could also be a train station or a ferry port.
Who can you see in the picture?
There are 2 people in the foreground, a male passenger and a female security officer.
What are they doing?
The passenger's suitcase is open, and the security officer is talking to him.
She is holding something. Can you remember what?
Yes, sir. It's a pair of scissors.
Describe them.
Sorry, I don't remember what they look like. I just remember that she was holding scissors.
What else did you notice?
There were some more people in the background. There was a female passenger right behind the male passenger. I think there was another passenger who hadn't passed through the scanner yet. There might have been another security officer, but I'm not sure.
Thank you. That's all. Dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, how successfully does the trainee complete the task? Please answer. Answer the questions, okay? The second part, look at the photo B and listen. Listen to the second conversation. Is there any difference in the way the second trainee approaches the task? Listen and compare, and then answer.
Okay, Morton, time's up. Describe the picture.
So, the picture shows the garden of a house. It looks like there's been a crime scene because there's yellow tape stopping people getting in. And there's a policeman in the foreground wearing a yellow coat.
What sort of house is it?
It appears to be a typical family house, not too big. There are some similar houses next door.
Who else is in the photo?
There are 2 people in the background. They look like they work in forensics. As far as I can make out, they seem to be looking for clues on the ground. Oh, there might have been a murder in the garden.
And have they found any clues?
I'm afraid I couldn't make that out. The picture isn't terribly clear, or at least I don't remember.
Does the house have any surveillance equipment?
Surveillance equipment.
Closed-circuit television cameras, that kind of thing.
I know what surveillance equipment is, sir. I was just giving myself some thinking time. No, I don't recall seeing anything like security cameras.
Did you see anything else in the garden?
No. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, there was something. There might have been a blue tent. Is there a blue tent?
Thank you, that is all. Dismissed.
Oh, so soon. I was starting to enjoy it.
Goodbye, Morton.
Okay. Answer the question, okay? Is there any difference in the way the second trainee approaches the task? Okay. Let's continue. Here we have unit number 5, mirror, mirror, and a story facing up to a new life. For the first questions, look at the photos of an American man called Richard Norris. In pairs, discuss the questions. Question number 1, can you guess what happened to Richard Norris? Look at picture 1, 2, and 3. Don't read yet, please. What's your first reaction when you see photos like this? Okay, it's the same guy, no? But guess what really happened to him? Okay, now we're gonna read Facing Up to a New Life, and I want you to circle. I'm gonna circle the new word for you to find them in the dictionary. Find the meaning in English, okay? 1, 2, 3, action.
Facing up to a new life. If you'd heard Richard Norris's story just a few years ago, you might have assumed that it was the plot of some science fiction movie. But his is just one of a growing number of incredible examples of possibly the most jaw-dropping development in surgical history, the facial transplant. When Richard Norris first saw his new face in a mirror, 3 days after a 36-hour operation to complete the world's most extensive face transplant to date, he was lost for words. But doctors conveyed wonder on his behalf as Norris continued relearning to talk. "This is so cool," one of his surgeons kept repeating. Norris, 37, had lived behind a mask since a gun accident took away his lips, nose, and the front part of his tongue 15 years ago. Unusually for victims of facial gun injuries, his vision was largely unaffected, and so, as soon as possible after his surgery at the University of Maryland Medical Center, he asked to see the results, doctors reported. On the same day, Norris of Hillsville, Virginia, told them that he could smell too. The operation took place on the 19th and 20th of March. A week later, he was able to brush his teeth and shave. His new face, said lead surgeon Eduardo Rodriguez, is a combination of two individuals, a true blend. A picture of how he looks now shows just how his face has changed since his high school graduation in 1993, and since the gun accident that destroyed much of his face. Stitches along his hairline and neck and scarring round the eyelids showed the extent of his surgery. Norris had been living as a recluse, avoiding eating in public and shopping for groceries at night. Since the accident, of which the hospital revealed few details, he has not had a full-time job and has already undergone numerous life-saving and reconstructive operations. "This accidental injury just destroyed everything," said Rodriguez. His friends and colleagues went on to start getting married, having children, owning homes. He wants to make up for all that. The operation, which involved more than 150 doctors, nurses, and other staff, was just part of a remarkable 72 hours, in which surgeons also transplanted a heart, both lungs, a liver, and a kidney from the same anonymous donor to other patients. For Norris, the surgeons transplanted teeth, the upper and lower jaw, a portion of the tongue, and all facial tissue from the scalp to the base of the neck. Rodriguez described Norris's reaction to seeing a mirror as one of the most emotional moments for him, as well as for all of us. He put down the mirror and thanked me and hugged me, which was a wonderful gift. It is a surreal experience to look at him. It's hard not to stare. Before, people used to stare at Richard because he wore a mask and they wanted to see the deformity. Now, they have another reason to look at him, and it is really amazing.
Exactly. Guys, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. I want you to find them, look it up in the dictionary, look up the meaning in the dictionary, okay? Don't forget, and we finish the task. That's it. Thank you very much. I think it's a very, very interesting story. I'm going to tell a story of a friend that happened the same as Richard Norris, okay? And now he's still surviving and working as a teacher, okay? Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate your moment right now, and do the exercise. I'll check it in class. Bye-bye. Take care. See you.